change to your career takes guts, drive, and organization.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a world of hustle culture, and in the last year, more than half of working Americans say they work a side hustle for more cash.
That's right, but now some are finding more success in their side hustle than their actual career, such that they quit their 9-to-5s altogether.
Huh.
But how?
I don't know.
How does this happen? Here to help us get organized and find side hustle success is self-made millionaire, financial guru, and author of How to Make Millions in Your 30s is Chrissy
Grigoropoulos.
Grigoropoulos. We screwed that up. I'm
No,
so
you did
sorry.
good.
Say
It's
it for
okay.
us.
Grigoropoulos.
Grigoropoulos.
There you go.
Grigoropoulos.
We were getting to the bottom of all the things. First and foremost, you have how many kids?
2
And how old?
and a quarter.
2 and a quarter.
Or half.
And they're how old?
One's turning 3 on Monday, and the other one is 1 year old, and now we got a new one, so we've
Look
been
at you.
busy.
And she still has a side hustle.
Yes.
That's right. Happy early birthday.
Yes,
to the
thank
other
you.
one. Okay. The nickname.
Lady Shark.
Yes.
Explain.
Yeah.
So what is a lady shark? The $1,000,000 question, right? Someone that has indomitable will, fire inside to become successful and gain financial stability for their family.
It's that simple.
Okay.
It's truly that simple.
I wish it was that simple.
Right.
Well, she makes it simple.
I know. Because you, in addition to this book and being a mom,
Yes.
you have your primary job, which is you're an
My
attorney.
first baby business, which
Right.
was my law firms.
Okay.
I have 3 offices, one in Queens on the border of Brooklyn and Queens, one in the Bronx, and our newest one is in Hempstead.
Okay. So what are some examples of side hustles that someone could start to earn some extra cash? Because it sounds nice, right? Oh, I have a side hustle. But they're not always so easy.
That's such a good question. Everyone wants to know, where do I start? So I always like to recommend businesses or a side hustle that you don't have to put in a capital investment, that you can use your skills, such as home organization. You can do meal prepping. You can do event planning. Ballooning is another big one. It's crazy how much event planning with the ballooning for kids' parties.
Oh,
on
ballooning, like
right.
those arches.
Right. The arch is like $1,000. So
yeah.
charcuterie boards for like one this big is like $300. So you know, it really does add up. You don't really need to invest so much money in order to buy some cheese and honey and fun stuff to add to the cheese board. And before you know it, make an Instagram page or some social media movement for you to gain more business, and you have your side hustle.
Yeah.
So you're saying you don't have to like go and open a balloon shop or a
Right.
do it from home.
Right, make your own hours. I mean, do you really need a balloon shop? I've never hired someone that actually had a location for my kids' parties or my own parties, weddings, engagement parties, any type of event that you have. You always want some decor. They don't usually have a location unless it's a florist shop.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting because I actually interviewed a woman before that's a nurse, and during the pandemic, she started baking. That became her first side hustle, and then she started ballooning.
There you go.
But how do you figure out, though, what it is that also can work for you? Because not
So it's
everyone
funny
can
that you
bake and make
said
balloons.
You said the bakery. I had a paralegal that actually worked for me. She loved baking. She started as a side hustle. She ended up leaving her paralegal position and has her own bakery now. So you have to find what you love. So if you love, baking, if you love organizing, if you're amazing at it, you do it little by little until it becomes your baby that you nurture and then you're like, why do I need a 9-to-5 if I'm sustaining my family? And you're able to gain financial, freedom through having your own hours, being able to gain business and people.
Well, the freedom of time, I think, is really synonymous with an entrepreneur, and so many entrepreneurs started off as side hustlers. What are the 4 steps to help us find success? You say to become an expert is the first thing.
Definitely. You want to know exactly what you're getting yourself into. When you have clientele, you have to be educated in what you're selling. Your personality does sell your business and what you are selling, but you have to know if it's, let's say, ballooning. You have to know which type of balloons will not pop and explode. What type of cheese is the more, generic that everyone likes instead of something that's more of an acquired taste. You have to know your industry and know it very well to become an expert and really be successful.
Yeah, and then you need to maybe look to someone that already knows that stuff.
Exactly. You definitely need mentors. I've had amazing people along the way, old bosses and people that have, been my phone a friend, as people call it. And you really need that. And I think that most people that you reach out to are more than happy to help you.
Right. You also say make a budget, which I think is very important.
For
and
sure,
be
it's
realistic.
hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's always nice to say I want to spend and get every little thing that you can possibly have, but when you're having your own side hustle, you don't need to buy everything. You can do it on a case-by-case basis. If you get a client or a customer that wants X, Y, and Z, you go out and you purchase those things. So you don't have to waste all your money in something that's going to just sit around and not make you money.
Yeah, and lastly, set a goal.
Definitely. You want to have your short-term, long-term goals, and you want to see exactly where you're trying to go with it. Or do you want to keep your dual income and have your 9-to-5 that is stable, that will be maybe giving you health insurance and everything your family needs? Or are you saying, I want this time limit to build up my business and then leave my main career as I have right now?
My goodness, chock full of information. Yes. Thank you, Lady Shark.
Thank you so much for having me.
And congrats on the next one.
Thank you.
On the way.
Thank you.
Her new side hustle that's on its way.
Exactly.
And if you're interested in more information, you can pick up a copy of her book on Amazon.